Ready to Love Season 4, and are we dealing with just colorism or are we dealing with snobbery also? Colorism, snobbery, or both? And you know what, y'all? I think we're dealing with both. I think people have sensed some colorism with the whole brown girl squad. But honestly, I think we're dealing with issues even more than that. And I think one of the underlying issues we're dealing with on this show this year, or it may have been other years too, but it didn't bubble to the surface as much, is we're dealing with also a level of snobbery. When you look at the 4 women that I'm going to talk about, the 4 sort of rivalries, it's not all about color. It's also about a level of snobbery. So first of all, let's look at Mumeen and Sabrina. You got Purity versus an ex-stripper. You look at Zadia and Aisha. You've got body is my temple, guard it, protect it, nourish it, whatever. And you got Aisha, tats everywhere, markings all over her body. 2 different things. You have Shiloh and versus Sydney. You have Shiloh's all about the inside, intimacy from within, intimacy based on sharing your feelings, sharing your thoughts. And you got Sydney over here. Intimacy is all physical. I'm leading with the physical. You want to wet your whistle. Okay. And then you got Camille over here, who I think is probably the queen of the snobs on the show. And she's over here basically doesn't want any competition. And you versus Sydney, who's like, I don't mind competition. Bring the competition on. She says she goes after what she wants. And you have Camille, who's trying to get rid of all competition. I think a lot of this sort of back and forth with these groups of women is not just about colorism, because like people have said to me, Aisha's brown skin. I don't even know why, if we're going to do a brown skin quad, she would have to be in the brown girl squad, because she's brown skin to me. And so that's why I think it is way more than just that. I think it is a level of snobbery, and a group of women have come to believe that what they are offering men is superior than the other women. And the problem with the snobbery is you sort of underestimate your customer. Now, in all my videos, I've talked to you guys about that women are sellers and men are the buyers. And I'm sticking to that. And so what happens is when you have a level of snobbery that I want to say Zadia and Camille has, and these positions that maybe Shiloh or even Mumeen might be holding on to, you're taking the position that your product is better than this other product. And how dare this man go after this other lesser product? Why wouldn't I be the number one? If you remember that whole blow up with Zadia and Dante, one of the things she said on the way out, she says, go on with your no conversationist girl. What she was going after on Aisha was basically saying that Aisha was a lower level of quality than her. She didn't really even focus on the skin color. She talked about Aisha was a lower level of quality, right? That's what she was honing in on. And if you look at some of the things going on, I think that's more of what we're talking about. But here's the thing. The truth is both of these ladies can learn from each other. And if they looked at that, as opposed to looking at why one woman is doing better than another woman, what they should be doing is looking at each other and saying, what could we learn from each other? If you look at Mumeen and Sabrina, Mumeen might want to look at some of the things that Sabrina does. Zadia might want to look at some of the things that Aisha did right. Camille might want to look at some things differently. But we're so being focused on how we're different, we're not looking at, hey, how can I improve my marketing plan? Because let me tell you something, when you underestimate what the customer is out here willing to buy, you actually eliminate a lot of the customers that might come to you. And this actually almost happened to Sydney. So she might want to learn a little bit too, because one of the things that Phil said in the reunion was that he almost didn't even approach Sydney, because what he did was he came to almost an impression of Sydney just by looking at her physically. I think what he saw in Sydney was a club girl, a girl who's leading with sex. And that may not be necessarily what he is initially attracted to or wants in his life long term. But what he said was Sydney got a second chance. And what he found was she wasn't all about the show and that there was something beneath that, right? And so because they're in this experiment and this closing environment, they were both given that second opportunity, even to learn more about each other. So they were able to get away from the first impressions. But first impressions matter. And if you look at what happened with Zadia and Aisha, I think it's the same thing that went on. I think that Zadia presented well at first, right? But once people got to know behind Zadia, they didn't like it. And I think Aisha presents differently at first. Aisha's all tatted up. Listen, every man doesn't like all those tattoos. I know women think, so what? It's not who I am. You're right. It may not be who you are, but sometimes you don't get an opportunity to show your insides because all people see is your outsides first. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the beginning, the reason Dante liked Zadia might be because of her outsides. But then he also liked the insides of Aisha. And then he probably started saying, what's more important in the end, the outsides or the insides? And he came to the conclusion that he liked the insides. So both of these women can really learn from each other. And I think all this division over colorism, and I think some of it, like I said, is snobbery. I think we need to look at this and say dating is a marketplace. And you just can't assume that what you're selling, because this is what you want to sell, is what the buyer wants. I remember, I don't know if you guys ever used to watch the Braxton Family Values. And if you did, you remember Trina, one of the sisters, she opened up this bar called like Bar Chicks. So it was like one of the episodes, all the other sisters, Tony Braxton, Tamar Braxton, all of them came to, taste test at Trina's new bar. And so Tamar and I think Tawanda, whatever, was like, well, where are the hot wings? And Trina was like, I'm not selling hot wings. I don't want no hot wings. I'm not selling hot wings. And they're like, well, how are you going to have a bar without hot wings or chicken wings? And Trina was intent on saying, that's not what I want to sell. And her sisters kept telling her, but that's what the customer wants. If I come to a bar, a sports bar or anything, I'm going to want some chicken wings or some hot wings. And she refused to sell chicken wing or hot wings. And lo and behold, I don't know if it was the next season or episodes later, you know what Trina had to add to that menu? Some damn hot wings or some damn chicken wings. Because she said too many customers came in and they said, I want some hot wings and some chicken wings. And that's the dating market. Women got to stop thinking they can come out here and sell whatever they want to sell. And everybody's got to accept what they're selling and they can charge whatever price they want. This season of Ready to Love has taught everyone something. That when you are dating, you have to appeal to a wide variety of men because you're a fish out here. You're out here selling and you want a lot of buyers coming to you. When you start limiting who is going to be attracted to you, you are limiting your customers. You are limiting the number of men that you will be able to choose from and say yes to. You don't want one or two men coming from you. You want men to come to you and so you can say, yeah, I want that one or I want that one. One of the reasons women are having out here is because they've so specialized in one thing and now they ain't got no customers because they only do one thing really well. Y'all need to do more than one thing really well. You know when you can start concentrating on one thing? When you get married. Okay, because one thing I don't have to do as a wife, I don't have to appeal to a wide variety of men. You know who I have to appeal to? My husband. That's why I don't get upset with none of these people out here like the Kevin Samuels of the world, because you know what only matters is my husband's opinion. If he likes my hair this way, that's fine. If he likes this cooking I do over here, that's fine. If he likes this over here, if he wants tattoos, if he wants this, he wants that, that's fine. I don't have to worry about every other man's desires. But when you are out here selling, you need to appeal to a wide variety of people, right? It's just like, I'm going to do a video later on today, so please subscribe so you can check it out. And it's about, I'm a crossover ladies who list Atlanta selling real estate with selling yourself on the dating marketplace. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is when any realtor comes in your house and gets ready to sell your house, you know what they say? Take down all these personalized pictures. Take them down. Because people want to envision themselves living in this house. And ladies, that's what you're selling. Men need to visualize wanting to be with you long term. When you over personalize yourself with a bunch of stuff and you want to be a specialized product, then you know what? You're not going to get a lot of offers. You're not going to get a lot of offers at all. And you know what? You only need one good offer, but you know what you want? You want a lot of people putting in offers, so then you have a lot of people to choose from. You know what that's called in real estate? Multiple bids. That's what you want. So that's it, ladies. Talk to you later. Bye.